Around my neck is what's called a neckerchief, and our particular one has different colours. If you want to find out what the colours are, we can tell you that later. Now, from the early beginnings, there was very few. As of today, there are 20 million young hearing people in the world involved in the Scouts. So 20 million is an enormous number. Compare that with deaf, we think we have 40. So a very small number. It may be more, but that's what we know of. In the old days, the Scouts was called the Catholic Boy Scout of Ireland, CBSI. It originated in England and then moved to Ireland, and that was established by Father Farrell. The CBSI logo has now been changed to CSI, which is Catholic Scouting of Ireland. And in Ireland, they're now celebrating CSI. And we are in our 75th year anniversary. And we are part of those celebrations with Hearing Scouts. And we're going to have a celebration march in October, where we want to celebrate being in the Scouts. I'm now going to hand you back to Kevin to carry on the presentation. Now, Paul has taken us through a very brief introduction to the history of Scouting, but I'd like to go back to the neckerchief and explain its meaning and what the colours mean. As you can see, we have 3 different colours as part of our neckerchief. The dark red represents the deaf girls' school in Ireland, St. Mary's. The grey colour represents the deaf school for boys in Dublin. And we decided that we would have the dark red, the grey, and then we just added white to make it just a very nice colour combination. And we developed that to represent deaf, so it becomes our distinct neckerchief. Just a little bit about Scouting and the aim of Scouting. It is to instill confidence in young children, irregardless of their disability, to be involved in a range of different activities, an opportunity to travel, and to develop their mental well-being. Paul mentioned earlier that we have 4 groups, and I'll repeat them again. The first group is Beavers, aimed at 6 to 8-year-olds, where they learn about sharing, paperwork, drawings, aimed at their age group, and it's to instill education. Our next group are the Cubs, aimed at 8 to 11-year-olds, and they are introduced to basic help such as hygiene, self-care, how to clean when they go camping. We then move on to Scouts, aged from 11 to 16, and they have more advanced learning in terms of participation, competitions, and more in depth. And then we have the final group, Ventures, aimed at 16 years and older. And they are taught on how to be independent, how to debate, how to initiate activities without support, and allowing them to do it for themselves. We also have a fifth group, but it's not very popular in Ireland and only has very small numbers. And it's aimed at 20-year-olds and upwards, and it's called the Rovers. We have been trying to investigate Deaf Scouts. We know that we exist, but we actually found one back in 1910 in the UK as part of the Red Cross. So we have found a Deaf Scout in 1910 who then finished his work in 1935. But we do wonder, where do other Deaf Scouts exist? We do know that many deaf people have joined but later left because of the communication issue. So we feel very strongly that Deaf Scout units should be established where there are Deaf Scouts with deaf groups so that the communication and the affiliation is there. Sign language is vital. Deaf children only stay for a very short time because there's nothing of interest there for them. So we are asking you, let's start a Deaf Scout worldwide movement. It's aimed at deaf adults to encourage deaf children to join. Because you as deaf adults will be aware of the needs of a deaf child and you have the communication skills to do so. As Paul mentioned, Scouting have encouraged people of all kinds of disabilities, but we made a political decision that deaf would be separate to the integration. Now that it's been established, it's something that we're very proud of in succeeding. I'm now going to hand you over to Carol to talk about the Scout flag. Hello everyone. Our Scout flag is similar to the colours on our neckerchief. And we have our own logo that says 191 ST Deaf Scout. The logo represents Robert Baden-Powell, who was the original person that established the Scouts. The first finger shows a Scout is grateful in the gift of faith. The second finger shows the Scout has a duty to their home. And the third one, which is P, the whole sign in itself, it's a sign, we're very proud of it, and it's ours. The word deaf was actually rejected by the Scout movement. And they actually suggested hearing impaired. Now we, deaf people ourselves, said absolutely not. And after much lobby and debate with the Scouting movement, they accepted our P sign representing deaf rather than hearing impaired. Paul, in partnership with a hearing leader, travelled to one conference where all of the top people in the Scouting movement were presenting a conference. Paul himself stood up and made a representation to the Scouting movement of Ireland to say, thank you for recognising deaf people and for acknowledging that this is the way we want to represent ourselves. Paul originated the idea of our own